Are we on IG? Oh, well, it's scary. No, okay. That's okay. We're ready. True love, we love the comedy. True love, give me that giggly. Doom, 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 doom. Now you guys are feeling mighty sad, mighty happy. What's going on? Everybody's calling me and telling me today that Trump won. I thought that he just destroyed my birthday. Can you imagine? Your birthday's on election day. Can you imagine being half white from the hood and your birthday's on election day and people want to know who you voted for? I told them, Donald Duck. Just because you were Looney Tunes, I had to. Uh, I forgot I said Donald. I can't say Donald. I mean, people are really crazy right now. They have to leave me alone. I can't worry about abortion. I need help for menopause. That's right, because all you bitches will be sweating, okay? And I said that. I can say that now. I'm free to say we could sweat menopause. You see, I got rid of that domain. The domain was called Menopausal Mamas on the Mic. My God, yeah, it would work you up in a sweat. But I know why they call it menopause, because the men all pause when you walk into the room. Hey! There you go! I know, I can't make this stuff up. I definitely have had my share of interesting times today. I saw a gentleman in a very nice suit with a nice briefcase and no shoes. There's no shoes. It's Westwood. It's crazy. And he had soot all over his feet, like soot. Like, I have new homeless people now. I have, and I can't say homeless, but now they don't have a home, and I'm not going to have a home if I keep giving them money. I give them money. You feel bad, you know? I gave this one money, and the people in the restaurant, I said, please, can I buy her something? And they said, no, she's going to say it's poison. And she told me, you cannot eat this. This is narcotics. I was like, get me a double. Because we love comedy. We love what we do. Is cancellation over? You guys going to cancel Swedish and Black Redneck Jew now? Am I allowed to say that? Look, you know you're white trash if you're putting ketchup on your eggs, too. I'm not alone. That's right, a little bit. And we have a great show going on tonight. My name is Sunda Krunkvist. I'm your host tonight. Yes, I am. Hostess. Oh, God, I can't go through this right now. I just went through something in the office of the lady doctor, and I was so confused. It said, listen, it asked me my gender, and it wanted to know if I was binary or non-binary, and I didn't know if it had something to do with insurance, and I checked everything. I don't want any trouble with my husband yelling at me, talking about it wasn't inside, you know, the PPO, whatever it's called. What's great about this place here is that you can do anything you want to do. You have a podcast you want to do, you can do that. You're trying to get a special out. Speaking of specials, did I forget? I can now be seen on all these things now. Right, Video, Prime, Apple, and Rotten Tomatoes, which I don't know what's good about that. I was raised with Italians. We don't like Rotten Tomatoes. But, you know, the uglier the tomato, the better the juice, right? You trying to look at the tomato? No? All right. I'm just kidding about that. Give a round of applause to our producer here and as well as the director of the film Actors Cafe. A round of applause for Aaron McIntyre. Let him hear you. Director of marketing who's going to take this show and make it blow up. That's right. Billy Ramirez is here. Director of marketing. And for your entertainment, I'm not going to do anything much because I just can't think of anything to do. Just too many crazy things are happening to me, and it's just does not happen in New York. You know, I never got into a fight in my life with anybody with a dog and a stroller in New York. No, really, seriously. I'm in a nail salon. A woman starts and says, could you please be quiet? So I was quiet, because I know it's like when you wake up a kid. When I saw that it was a dog she was talking to, I said, get out. I said, you get out. And the lady in the nail salon was like, no, she's customer. I said, she's not going to tip you. You have to throw them out. And I said, you get out, get your freaking dog, get out. My kids were so embarrassed. So my oldest one says, I got a good idea. She goes, this is what we're going to do. She goes, the cops are here, Mama, because I taught her about cops real young. She goes, we're going to go to the door and then run right past the cops. I'm like, are you crazy? Negress, we are in L.A. They will kill me. And I said, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to walk past the cops and hold your hand and be your black nanny. And I did it and got right through. You have to do that sometimes. I don't know why I thought about that, but I just thought it was so weird. It's okay if you walk your dog in a stroller, but don't, tell me to be quiet about the dog. That's all. I don't know why I'm going off on that. It's because right now I have two birds that I keep thinking are on me. I never know when they're on me. I'm fostering them, but now I think they're mine because they won't leave me alone. Do you know what it's like to have hair like this and you can't feel it in your head? And you go put the toilet seat down and you hit the bird and the bird goes, and you're like, please get up, bird, because I don't want. It's just too much drama. It really is. But drama is the middle name of comedy, and comedy is drama and life and all. I don't know why I'm saying all this, but I figured, in the memory of some of our really famous people that have never gotten a sentence straight, that would be me. But I'll tell you who gets it straight: America's sweetheart, the one and only Mark Safran. Why not? Why not? Listen, the last show was a crazy show. Poor Kenzie. I want Kenzie to come back. Oh my God, that was crazy last night. Did you hear the last one?
Last Friday.
Yeah. Yeah. See, you missed out.
There you go. The interesting thing about the rude Canadian is that he has Trump derangement syndrome. So I just can't understand Canadians and Trump. I mean, granted, he wants, steal their resources and make them the 51st state. But shit, that's just because Benedict Arnold fucked up during the Revolutionary War. You don't know about that, right? He was a traitor even then. Must have been a member of the Biden family. Took money from the Rebs. The Brits. Right. Now we're stuck with William and, what's her name? Megan? I saw her in a crazy show, a sci-fi show. She was playing an FBI agent. I'm looking, it's Megan Markle. I said, shit, she has a lot of freckles. It's the first thing that came to my mind. Like, I'm married to a mixed woman, so I'm used to skin colors, and, you look at Sunda's family, and, no, this is kind of fascinating. So, my late lamented cousin Vincent, all right, now I was sitting, and we were making a big party for her Aunt Marie, who's in the nursing home. It's far be it for them to visit. They have to make a party. And they lined up all of the cousins, the girls in the different generations. And Vincent and I look at, because Vincent turns around and he goes, look at them. I said, what do you mean? He goes, one face, just different skin colors. They do. Every last one of these girls looked exactly alike. All right? Their facial structure, everything was alike except the skin color and size. So he lined them up in size order. Vincent got, creative with it. That was Vincent. Vince was kind of funny. God rest his soul. All right. Anyhow, 2 notes from today's inauguration. Note number 1. Jeff Zuckerberg is a dog. They caught him on camera looking down Jeff Bezos' wife's shirt, looking at her bazumbas. Now, I have to say, he had a nice leering look on his face, and it taught me one thing that I now know for sure about Jeff Bezos. He's a Jewish nerd. Because only a Jewish nerd would be caught looking. All right? And then I realized this woman was inappropriately dressed for an inauguration. She was wearing some lingerie dress. Of course she had the bazumbas out. But that's not what you're supposed to do at the inauguration. Save that for your yacht in Italy where you're busy sucking the money out of Jeff Bezos because it's going out of town. And second thing that I noticed today, I forgot it now because of all this. See, you all made me forget the second inauguration issue. Excuse me, what? Nah, that don't count. Tell you what counts. Here I am. Remember, you're in L.A., right? And in L.A., you get to watch certain things early, which means you could you could actually have a football marriage in Los Angeles. Because you could start watching football real early on a Sunday morning and still have plenty of time for the family in the afternoon. But they're still getting up by the time you get ready for your second game. I mean, it is the best thing. So anyhow, so this morning I'm having coffee with Sunda, breakfast time, and I still have to come into the office and do some work, and we're watching the inauguration. And you see Melania Trump come in standing next to Barron, and only Sunda would notice this. Melania's like whispering at Barron, and Sunda turns around to me and she's saying, she's telling him to stand up straight. The next thing you know, you take a good look, and Barron's starting to go up like this, and he has this teenage look on his face, which I know so well. Fuck you, bitch. Will you stop nagging me? And then she went and she nagged him again. Donald must have one strange life. And I realized, you look at Melania Trump, she's dressed great. Like, she was tough today. She was epitome of style, right? And I thought about that, and then I thought about Jeff Bezos' wife and said, these are expensive women. But for that type of money, he could have done better than Lawrence Sanchez, right? I mean, Trump got Melania for his money. Bezos has more money, and he got stuck with Sanchez. Nothing to do with the last name. I do not want to be canceled because you, right? I apologize in advance. I don't know because she's Spanish. I don't want to be canceled because she has a Latina name of some sort. Because those days ended officially sometime this afternoon, or so I've been told. Now we're going to test it out, and so will every comedian in America. That's going to be open season. Chappelle is going to go nuts. All right? He already started with something he did on SNL, which I didn't watch, but I have to watch. But when SNL turns around and mocks Rachel Maddow, you know, the winds, they are changing. Bob Dylan is just going to be in vogue again. The only problem with all these MAGA people, they have shitty taste in music. They really do. They really do. I mean, look, I don't think the Democrats are any better, right? They invite these people and they don't sing. I mean, all these people came to a Kamala Harris function thinking they were going to hear Beyonce. They got crickets. She got up and made believe she was intelligent. All right? You know, she actually had to make a political speech. At least Carrie Underwood had to sing a cappella. And I'm sitting there with Sundar, of course. She's going, sing a cappella! Like you can hear her on the television. But she did. She had no choice. She stepped up to the plate. Marine band looked pretty cool. You know, the Marines were carrying the day today. Big time. Must have been because of Vance. You know? So, the inauguration is over. Tomorrow work starts. But the most fun I had this evening, after busting my horns around here, is that I go home and I see this man signing executive orders. Wait a second. That's P.D. Ducey. He's holding a press conference while he's signing executive orders and talking offhand to the press. Either he's gotten very, very, very self-composed and sure of himself, all right, or the press has just been beat by 4 years of Joe. They'll take anything like raw meat. They look like a bunch of Billy Wade. They're stealing a joke, Billy. Billy Wade would say they look like a bunch of crackheads jumping around the open lit butt. I don't have that much more to comment on today. It was a weird day in America, so to speak. All right, I hear the people. Saw yesterday. This got to me. You know, I have been through my fair share of presidents, but worse than presidents are economic ups and downs. So our economic ups and downs in this country have always run pretty cyclical. It's up 5 years, it's down 5 years, it's up. The last round went for too long, and that's why we got all screwed up. All right? I know that to get all upset about any single president or what he does is like wasting your time. All right? No matter what they say, they ain't going to do it. No matter what they try to do, Congress ain't going to let them. All right? In the end, okay, the only thing we're going to get done is a big wall. All right? And probably peace in the Middle East and peace in the Ukraine. Because he's going to go over to both Biden and Zelensky, who I think is a beggar, by the way. He's a stand-up comic. You got to watch out for them. Anyhow, he's going to go over to both of them and say, listen, right, how much? It's all he knows how to do. He's going to want to know how much. It's going to become an economic invasion. Why do I say that? Because what was Trump's answer to TikTok? I thought it was brilliant. He goes ahead and he says, look, here's where TikTok stands in the United States right now. All right? And I can't imitate Donald Trump. I'm not a comic. I'm a lawyer. I'm certainly not going to stand up here and try and be a mimic. He says, look, this is the way it works. He says, I got 90 days. In 90 days, if I sign a piece of paper, TikTok's worth $1 trillion. If I don't sign a piece of paper, TikTok's worth nothing. He goes, I want half. Brilliant. And then he says, ain't it a brilliant idea? He said, I'm the only one that ever thought of it. I thought about it and listened, because I'm also an out-of-the-box thinker. That is a brilliant out-of-the-box thought. It costs nothing. He says his signature. He's right. If I sign this piece of paper, TikTok's worth $1 trillion. If I don't sign, it's worth nothing. So I am telling Xi Jinping that we get half. He says, we'll, if you sell it, it'll be worth $1 trillion. You keep half a trill, we keep half a trill. And if you keep it, we get half of the equity, but we're in control of the content. On that note, since my content has now no longer going to be controlled, they're going to try and keep it down a little bit. But I am looking forward to 4 years of peace and quiet.
Yes.
I'm not going to get it. All right? but at least I will have 4 years where I do not have to hear the name Hunter Biden. And a couple of other names, very prominent ones, that are now in jail. All right, including Rudy Giuliani.
Oh, no, you can't say that. The only reason I don't like Giuliani is because he was one of those Italians that kept talking about we're not like them. And like, you know what they say, Patty. I could have been a cop or I could have been a mobster. Could have been a cop or I could have been a mobster. But I got this guy coming up. He could be a cop or a mobster. But right now, he's here for you. And painstakingly, with my bad back, I bring up the funny comedy of Colin Ainsley. Let me hear you. Oh, my God.
Give it up for yourselves, everybody, for coming out tonight. I am so happy to be here. Life is filled with tragedy, right? We don't often like to talk about it, but there is a lot of tragedy in life. I've had a lot of tragedy in the last 5 or 6 years of my life. I've had a lot of people pass away too young, under the age of 30. I've got one grandparent left, and I was trying to deal with all this. It was a lot. You know, I was getting really emotional, and I got a grief counselor named Patty. And not that Patty, different Patty. And she passed away last year from cancer. Who do I call? Who do I call? I don't have a backup plan for my backup plan. I think I just need to buy a Ouija board, because that's the only... I think I can only talk to ghosts, because everyone else just dies. I don't know what to do. I don't know about you guys. Like, I don't believe in God. Like, I don't believe in, like, a specific God. I'm more, like, spiritual. But, like, you know, some people, like, a miracle will happen, and then they start to believe in God. Like, you know, their dog magically reappears after 5 years of being lost. And, like, I believe in God now. I believe in God because of all my tragedies, because I'm certain someone's out to get me. Like, I don't pray. I think I'm prey. That's what I've discovered. But, you know, I tried to deal with it. You know, there's a lot of ways to deal with tragedy in life. My dad started taking mushrooms to deal with his tragedies. And he takes a lot of mushrooms now. And he comes to these epiphanies. He told me the other day, he's like, Colin, I came to this, I had a complete ego death, and I realized something. You don't exist. Like, and I was really bummed about it. Like, oh, man, Colin doesn't exist. No one exists. I'm the only one that exists. Listen. I don't know what your parents have ever said to you. Maybe they said you won't amount to anything, or you're not good enough. My dad doesn't think I exist. I don't know. I can't. And then he started to he's like, I really started to forgive myself for all the things I did wrong when you were growing up. I'm like, that makes one of us. I'm glad you feel better. Happy for you, Dad. No, but I have a very good relationship with my dad, and I'm very thankful for him. I'm trying out a couple things tonight. I got a show in Manhattan Beach, so I want to make sure I got everything. My dad, he's been single for a long time. My parents divorced about 20 years ago. My dad's been in a bunch of just shallow relationship after shallow relationship. My mom's been in like a shitty abusive relationship for like 15 years. And, you know, we follow in the footsteps of our family, right? So I'm trying to figure out, which one am I going to be? You know, which one am I going to be? I decided I'm just going to be in a shitty, abusive relationship with myself. I'm going to bring them both together. I don't know if you guys, you know how like sometimes people will role play, like they're in a relationship and they're intimate with their partner and they'll role play as like rich, famous, successful people, right? They'll role play as like a doctor or a lawyer. Do you think doctors and lawyers ever role play as normal people? Hey, baby, I just got done with an 8-hour shift at Ralph's. Stop it. My entry-level marketing years can't bear it. There's a lot of phrases I don't like, the phrases that upset me. I hate it when someone says, I hate when people use the phrase, my old stomping ground. You ever hear fucking losers talk about their old stomping grounds? Oh, you're like, you mean the parking lot of a vape shop? Your old stomping ground, you piece of shit. Get a better fucking... If you go to a cool place and do cool things, you can call that a stomping ground. But behind the Kmart is not a valid stomping ground. All right. The phrase I hear a lot, it's mostly the women in my life, they say this phrase, I love that for you. I love that for you. I'll be like, oh yeah, I went hiking. I love that for you. It's so fucking condescending. I hate that phrase. I feel so talked down to. I love that for you. For you. But oh, just for me. Oh, got it. Okay, just me. No one else, just me? Okay. Why don't you just love it? Why can't you just love it? It's just for you though. I'm glad you do it. It's kind of the same energy as like Ariana Grande's song Thank You Next. That's a fucking arrogant ass. Thank you. Next. Next. Like she's got a line of men. She doesn't even have to think about it. She's got another guy. She always has the line. It's always backed up, right? Her line is always backed up. She's like, thank you. Next. I'm like, fucking. It's kind of an arrogant, you know what I mean? Okay, cool. You guys are totally on board. You know that phrase, comparison is the thief of joy? We've heard that before, comparisons. That's true if you compare yourself to people who are better than you. But have you tried people worse off? Quite a bit of joy, it turns out, is right there for the taking. That's why I go to soup kitchens. I'm having a grand old, I'm comparing number of teeth, holes in clothes, you know? I'll compare myself to anyone worse than me, physically disabled, mentally, financially. I don't discriminate. There is joy to be had in this world, you know? Like sometimes I don't feel like I'm a good performer, you know, like I'm not good on stage. So I'll just go to a children's theater show. And boy, do I feel so much better. I feel so much joy. I'll go to like porn sites and look up small dicks, you know. But then my video comes up, I'm like, God damn it. Like I don't follow famous people on Instagram. I only follow people with less followers than me. Comparison's the thief of joy, but also the bringer. Yeah, I love how you're like, that was profound, man. That was pretty fucking profound. Yeah, man. I love this. I love your guys' energy. Like you guys have like power thruple energy going on right here. Yeah. Oh, I'm sure they are. I'm sure they are. You guys look like you're getting ready for the next Twitch stream. I love it. I love the energy. I really do. You guys look like you guys look like you spend your weekends in Portland. That's where. No, okay, that didn't work. All right. We're having fun here. We're just. What else do I want to say? Okay. All right. It's tough dating in LA. It's tough to approach people. You know, especially as a man, it's tough to approach a woman, but sometimes you build up the courage. I had a friend of mine, she said, Colin, you can't just go up to a woman if she's busy. I'm like, when is a woman not busy? She's at work, she's busy. If she's at a restaurant, she's busy. The only time when a woman's not busy is when she's, like, asleep. But I thought about it. Guys, I thought about it. Because I want to be a better man. So I decided for the next week I would not approach a woman if she appeared busy. The next day, I see the most beautiful woman I've ever seen in my entire life, just walking on the street. So I followed her home. Out of respect, then I sat in the bushes and waited for the lights to go out in her apartment. Out of respect. Then as the light goes off, I climbed up to her apartment. I opened up the window, and I climbed in, and there she was completely asleep, and I pulled out a pen and paper and wrote down my phone number and slipped it under her pillow. Respectfully. Then, as I was about to leave, the light comes on. There she is, the woman of my dreams, fuming mad. What the fuck are you doing in my apartment? I said, Miss, please calm down. I have a question to ask you. What could you possibly have to ask me? I said, are you busy right now? She said, no, I'm not busy. I said, great. Would you like to go out sometime? And she kicked me in the balls, threw me out of her apartment, and that's how I got my current girlfriend. So, it worked out for me. I want to see what else I got to do today. Okay, 2 minutes. Okay. Yeah. What else say? Oh, you ever see the? Okay, back in like the early 2000s, two ant movies came out. You had Bug's Life. We've seen Bug Life, but there was also the movie Ants, ANTZ, because it was cool. All right, and it was a Woody Allen animated movie. All right, and it is so Woody Allen that Woody Allen couldn't stop being Woody Allen for this movie. Okay, the movie opens with the ant in therapy. And he's just upset about being a worker ant. It's the most Woody Allen. It's very difficult, I never, I have 5 million brothers and sisters. I never knew my mother, I very, and I just want to explore. I just want to go get out and, I'm more than just a worker ant. Like, that's what, we had a Bug's Life and then just Annie Hall animated. That's all that was. It's such a weird thing to see. I don't like people who love their blenders. I think some people are a little too proud of their blenders. Like you ever see people who put in so much bullshit into their blender and then have to pretend that whatever they just put in tastes good? I'm like, I don't think that peanut butter avocado celery smoothie is gonna do it for anybody. I just don't think. Anyway, Jesus. I'll leave you guys at this. I used to live in France, and you know where I'm going with this. I used to live in France, and I would do karaoke there. They have karaoke in France, and there's this one French guy who would only sing Johnny Cash songs. And the problem with Johnny Cash songs is they don't sound good in a French accent. Just every week. I fell into a burning ring of fire. It went down, down, down as the flames went higher. And it burns, burns, burns. The ring of fire. The ring of fire. I hear the train coming. All right, guys. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Comedian Colin Hasley. I got a show at Poncho's at Manhattan Beach tonight. Thank you very much.
All right. So you're going to get up and kill tonight. That's right. You're not going to believe this. I heard that song today. And I said there's a comic in this room that does this routine with a Japanese guy singing this fire. And it wasn't Japanese. It was French, and it was you. We heard it today, Mark. I was trying to tell you that somebody does the fire, fire, fire. Because you start hearing all this crap. You ready to go up? Yeah. Not yet. Okay, there we go. All right, then I'm going to bring up. Can you switch for a minute? I'm going to bring up the director here. Let me just tell you guys something. I'm so excited about this acting class because I need help. Because let me tell you what Billy Ramirez was doing. He was watching me in an acting piece I did on Law and Order, and they were laughing at me. So I need help. Yeah, you were laughing at me. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. You're laughing at me. You're laughing at me. I did script a line. My last line is the law is the law, and I was supposed to say the law is the law. I was like, the law is the law. That's it. Why you got to take so much time to do that? Anyway, who cares what he says? And we have the comedy of the one and only Billy Ramirez.
I was gonna get zapped. I've been getting zapped. Colin, I love your impressions. I've been trying to do a Randy Newman one. I can't figure out where to put it, but like it's just like basically it's just well now because I've been singing trying to sing the I Love LA song, the Randy Newman, but I don't really know like from the east side to I don't know whatever. But you've got a friend in me. If you think about it, you've got a friend in me. If you sing that enough to yourself, you eventually start to wonder whether or not that song is actually as innocent as it is. Think about it. You've got a friend in me. I think it might actually be about an awkward threesome if you think about it. Like, Dale, could you ask your good buddy to get out of my keister, please? What I'm trying to tell you is you've got a friend in me. All right, let's see. What other loose ideas do I have? I'll try that. I don't know. It hasn't been working, but I'll try it anyways. It's Monday night, but there's no Monday Night Football today. Which means that Jake from State Farm probably isn't on TV right now, hanging out with Patrick Mahomes and really famous NFL players. And I don't understand what the point of Jake from State Farm is. Mainly because we all know who the original Jake from State Farm was, right? He was this lame white guy working at 3 a.m. in his full uniform at home trying to sell insurance, and his wife is just nagging him like, she sounds hideous. Like, really? You in that bathrobe? The glass houses, all right? So now this poor son of a bitch gets replaced by this cool young guy who's hanging out with Patrick Mahomes, and now we're supposed to care? I don't understand. Like, what does Jake from State Farm add to an NFL football commercial that Patrick Mahomes, Super Bowl MVP and, Super Bowl winner, doesn't add? So I'm just thinking about like the last meeting before filming a commercial with Patrick Mahomes at the big State Farm headquarters in the big State Farm conference room, and the big State Farm producer goes like, all right, I'm about to film this commercial with NFL MVP and super famous NFL quarterback Patrick Mahomes, and we're going to air this during a football game, and football fans are going to watch it. Now, in case football fans don't connect with super famous NFL quarterback Patrick Mahomes, maybe we should add, I don't know, Jake from Us. I don't understand. How does that, at least give us a backstory. Like, if we're watching Monday Night Football, I could be like, hey, see Jake from State Farm? Yeah. Did you know for the first 15 years of his life, or for his career, he sold the general insurance? Yeah. No one knows. See, that's the problem. No one knows what the fuck the general insurance is. That's the problem. It's the cheap looking one with the check. Yeah, but no one knows what 3S. That's the problem. I got to find another shitty insurance to. Whatever. All right, that's going back to the drawing board. It's open mic. Whatever. That's the point of open mic. Yeah, whatever. Let's see. All right, it's another NFL one. I'm the last person to question an NFL player's toughness. But there's one thing about NFL players that really annoys me. Is when they pretend that they're not cold, okay? Because, so if there's a big game in Green Bay, and then they'll, get out there without their sleeves, and they'll get all tough. But as soon as they have an opportunity to get to the sideline and find the fluffiest, warmest coat you can find, that's exactly what they do. So basically, the NFL players are just a partner who says they don't want your fries, but they want your fries as soon as you get fries, so... I don't know. It was more of an idea. NFL cold, yeah, but the ending, I don't know. I gotta come up with an ending for that one. That's the whole thing. It's like, I'm testing unfinished jokes. It's open mic Monday morning. Monday morning. It feels like for a stand-up. It feels like Monday morning, basically. Let's see. Earthquakes. All right, I'll try this one again. The wildfires has been a tragic situation and scary. I'm from California. I grew up on earthquakes and wildfires are kind of new. They're not new. Wildfires, fires have existed for the longest time. But also, as a quick aside, there's one thing that kind of bugs me about the way some people have been talking about these wildfires. Where like, oh, it's not climate change, but then they'll say something like, well, we've never had fires like this before. Like, oh, you mean like something changed? Anyways. But all right, so that might be just more of a marketing. It's the a marketing. I'm trying to come up with a word. What's when you don't like something? Because it's climate change is not a good term. I don't want to get on the climate change soapbox here, but it's not. I'm not gonna say it's too broad of a term. It's kind of like, when the term defund the police, popped up, and it's like, oh, no, I literally thought it was defund the police. I'm like, well, that's not gonna work. I mean, even if you want to defund, it's never gonna work. But then it turns out, oh, you just gotta move the money. No, you gotta pick a different. No, if you just move it, whatever. It's like. Defund the police. It's the second worst tagline you could have chosen for that particular cause, and the first one was taken by NWA, But anyways, these fires, obviously they're scary and whatnot, but I hope they bring new respect to earthquakes, because earthquakes pretty much just happen and leave you alone. They're kind of like a brick through a window or a drive-by. Like in the following days, you might have to experience, some mini drive-bys or mini bricks through the windows, but they basically happen and then they leave you alone. Okay, like it's not like they start, like at the top of a hill, like suddenly an earthquake started, because it's windy, and then like, oh my God, and then it spread over to the glass district, and then it decimated the glass district, and then the winds took it over to the paint district, and then it decimated the paint district. But on the upside, it makes all the paint really nicely, so that's nice. And then you wonder like how did it get to the center of the city? It's like, well, the wind took another turn, and then it went through the Parkinson's district where no one noticed, and that's how it spread. And it's just like, yeah, it's wildfires are like a crazy X that they just go wherever the wind takes them, and if you still manage to get away, they're gonna burn all your crap to the ground. There's something there. I want to try this. I don't know. This one hasn't been able to try this one. Is anyone here a fan of jazz? All right. Yeah. Cool. Oh, really? Who's your favorite jazzist? I don't know who that is. I'm gonna bail out from here. But my point is, there's a chance that Clifford Brown. Did you say Clifford Brown? There's a chance that Clifford Brown is an angry son of a bitch, because that's one of the things that cracks me up and that I love about jazz musicians is the dichotomy of how they produce this beautiful music, but also more often than not, they're miserable sons of bitches. Like Like, read up about Charles Mingus, the bassist. He beat up everyone. Miles Davis was a miserable son of a bitch. Buddy Rich, one of my favorite drummers. Like, he was such an asshole that he was recorded on the tour, on one of his tour buses, and the secret tapes, like, part of the secret tapes ended up as dialogue in Seinfeld, to be threatening. Just like, it's called the Buddy Rich tapes. But sometimes think about, like, I grew up in the wrong era or whatever, but like one thing I would really love to experience is like dressing up really nicely in New York City back in the 50s and the 60s, going to a nice jazz club and then experiencing some of this jazz where you just, cutting into a steak, and then, musicians like, 2, 3, 4, stop! Jones, goddammit, if you come out of time one more time, I'm going to bring you in front of the crowd and stomp on you till your head bleeds. 2, 3, 4, like, how are you supposed to get back? How are you supposed to eat your steak after that? Anyways. If I come up with an ending for that, it's going to be pretty good. Yeah, 2 minutes. All right, maybe I should do it actually a prepared joke. My jokes are too goddamn long. That's the problem. See if I can fit this one in 2 minutes. I don't have kids. I'm not married, so my mind is filled with a lot of stupid things. Like Mario Kart, it fills up a lot of my mind. But like one thing that occupies a lot of my mind, a lot of room in my mind, is this Domino's pizza commercial that I haven't seen in years. But I need to know more about this commercial. This commercial is about the world's fastest pizza box folder. Okay, and it's been years since I've seen it, and the reason I'm obsessed with this commercial is because I need to know whether or not this world's fastest pizza box folding skill was discovered or learned. Because if it was discovered, there's probably a cool story attached to it. Like, I don't know, when he was a kid on Super Bowl Sunday in a small town back in the 70s, the town pizza box folder fell ill, and then he stepped in, folded all the pizza boxes, saved the pizza store, the town, the community. I don't know. My point is, if this pizza box folding skill was learned, then I get instantly depressed thinking about all those hours lost to pizza box folding practice. Like, it's great that you're the world's fastest pizza box folder. It's great that you're the world's best at anything. But of all the things you're the world's best at, one of those things has to be the worst. And I'm pretty sure pizza box folding is going to be on that list. Then again, it's a classic overthinker. I might just be overthinking the very simple point of the commercial. It could just be that he just simply wants to show off that he's good with his fingers and he knows how to work a box. All right. Thank you. My name is Billy Ramirez. You can find me at billyramirez.com. All right. And please, back to the actually, director of, what is your title? Director of acting. He's the director of the Film Actors Cafe. He teaches acting, and it's intense because I did it. And so the whole trick is that you don't learn by memorizing. You learn by experiencing, right? Something like that? Yeah. So you come up here and tell him. Aaron McIntyre, everybody.
I'm only doing fists now. We got to come up with like a signal. You know what I mean? When you walk up to somebody and you reach out your hand, you got to have like some kind of signal like, okay, I'm going to do a handshake, or I'm going to do a fist bump, or I'm going to, something to let the other person know, because it's so freaking awkward. It used to be really cool, right? You come up and just shake the hand. That was easy, right? Then it started to become the thing where you shake the hand and then you do the soul thing, like, oh, yeah. Now yeah, let me take that. Now it's like, boom, boom, fucking boom. I don't get it. My name is Aaron McIntyre. It's Aaron. It's not Aaron. So don't call me Aaron, please. I'm sick of that. Besides, AA is supposed to be anonymous. Speaking of which, I am in recovery. Thank you. I know. Huge applause. I really appreciate that. I usually do that just so I can get an applause. Yeah, I'm in recovery, and I've been sober about 22 and a half hours. So I'm going to an AA meeting right after this, and I'm going to pick up my chip. They give you a little chip for your birthday. It's a 24-hour chip is the first chip you get. I got 8,652 of them. As soon as I hit 10,000, I'm going to quit. That's going to be it. No more. I was a very strange child when I was growing up. I wasn't good with the ladies. I know it's really hard to believe with this fantastic package of a man here, Thank you very much. But yeah, it was really weird. I was always playing around. I was always singing. And I used to have, my friend was like, you can't sing. And so I didn't sing for like 4 years, which I actually am very good. As a matter of fact, I'm going to sing you a little song that goes along with what Sunda was talking about a little earlier. How do you handle a hungry man? The manhandlers. Which I always thought was a little weird on TV, to make a soup called the manhandlers. What are they handling? I'd like to talk to you about the Bible. Hallelujah. Praise the Lord. You are a sinner. That's right, you. You're a pimp. You're a pimp for OnlyFans. You're a pimp for OnlyFans there, Colin. And I just want to know what her handle is. I'm looking for another. They've got, the sites they have now. It's just, it's insane. It's really insane. They have things where they I don't even want to get into it. They've got this thing where you can go online and all these women have to do is lay around all day and come. That's it. And they get paid. Oh my God, over and over and over again. And they got little bells that ring. So I've heard. I have never been on those sites, but I've heard that it's little. Oh, anyway. What else is I going to talk about? Oh yeah, memory. So I have a really bad memory, and it's getting pretty bad. I keep going back and forth. I don't just go in once and forget what I went in there for and then come back out and then remember and go back. I do that about 6 or 7 times. And I actually have done, pretty extensive work on the computer. And then 3 days later thought, I've got to do that thing. And I get halfway through it, and then I'm poking around in some files, and I realize I did it 3 days ago. The worst one was last time I was with a woman. We were making love. And right in the middle of it, and I just suddenly went, what did I come in here for? This is a bad moment for me. Did not go over well with the little lady. Air Force brat. Any other military brats or people who are in the military? Nobody been in the military? It's really fun. It's really fun. You move every 2 years, So you can't make any friends, really, Just about the time you start making friends, you got to move. But the thing is, because I was so weird, I thought it would be, each time I would move, I'd go, God, I'm going to be a new person. I'm going to become a new person, get rid of that old fucker. Because he really pissed me off because he was so weird. And so every time I would have this whole plan, I remember being on the plane going, okay, so what's going to be? I always wanted to be black. because they're cool. They got culture. You know, all of these white people are going, "Oh, it's cancel culture. You're canceling our What a bunch of pussies. I mean, seriously. Serious. You're going to cancel your culture just because we have a little equality now? Maybe we're moving in that direction. Doesn't feel so good to be equal, does it? But they're all about, you know, cancel culture and stuff like that. White people have no culture. We have no culture, right? It's literally either, you know, MAGA hat sitting out on the lawn chair in front of your double wide drinking a Bud. Maybe not a Bud. Maybe Miller. Who knows? Or, you know, you're in the, you know, penthouse of the Sir Francis Drake having martinis with the fucking senator. That's it. Those are the two cultures. Everybody else is just kind of like milk toast. You ever had milk toast? Milk toast is, oh my God, that takes you back, doesn't it? But yeah, they're all worried about cancel culture and, oh, they're taking our... One of the things that I don't understand about the new ideas is that we're gonna get rid of all these departments and fire all these people, right? And then we're also gonna deport all of the Mexican all of the people who are here, from Mexico. So we're gonna have a lot of unemployed people because, but I guess they could just do the jobs that the Mexicans don't do when they leave. I'm sure they're going to want to do that, right? Yeah, I was saying before, matter of fact, when I moved down here, I specifically moved to Crenshaw. And everybody, when I moved to Crenshaw, they were like, "You're going down in the hood, man. That's really dangerous down there." And I'm like, "Oh, I don't care. There's no fucking white people down there, so..." Came from Berkeley, so that gives you an idea why I wanted to escape the white people, because Berkeley people are the worst. They are the worst. They will literally Yeah. Oh, they're the worst. You'll see them walking on the sidewalk toward the street, you know, and you're driving up, and they will see you coming, and you have plenty of, you can, you know, pull in front of them. They'll start walking faster just to get there before you and go, yeah, and they'll look at you like, "Don't run me over." I went to a city council meeting. I had to talk to them about pornography because I used to work for a public access station where in the middle of the night, one of the board of directors' kids was watching TV, and he turned to the channel, and there was a woman fisting herself on camera. So that became a big thing. So, of course, the city council called me in and asked me what we could do about this. Unfortunately, the FCC rules are so unbelievably ridiculous that unless you have an ordinance in the town, you can't do anything about it. There's nothing you could do. We can't take it off the air because then it's censorship, right? So anyway, we're up there, and there's all these people right before me, and they're talking about the SNPS Act, you know, where they give, they fix dogs, you know, the pit bulls. 2.5 hours of people coming up and speaking their 2 minutes about why we can't do the SNPS program. And my favorite one was this fucking guy who got up there and goes, "You're trying to take my dog's right to have a family away." I swear to God, this guy thought that it's like my dog has a right to have a family. What dog is thinking about family planning? You know, I mean, nobody's thinking about that shit. Anyway, that's my time. Please, definitely sign up. Check it out. We're going to start classes in February. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm telling you. It's a lot of fun. And you can find it at filmactorscafe.com. You can also go to LA School of Comedy and, you know, find it there. And you can also find me at Aaron McIntyre, AERONMACINTYRE, everywhere. And that's it. And, oh, you'll go? It's him. No, wait a minute. I'm sorry. What's it? No, what's your name? What's your name? It's Art, ladies and gentlemen.
Thanks. All right. Okay. Thank you. I liked "It's Him." That's good.
Right? It's him.
Yeah. So I'm gonna put an unopened Coke can here, and it's gonna stay unopened for the duration of the set. Yeah, you could call it that. Unpaid advertisement, something like that. So before I start anything, I'm just saying me and Abby are coming here weekly for a while, practicing and getting ready for a project to do with the LA School of Comedy. And so I decided I'm going to try to do a small little challenge with stand-up, something I haven't tried every week. So I didn't write anything for today. So today I'm trying to just do it off the cuff. So pardon, I'm going to sound like every comic I've ever heard here, but pardon the kind of rockiness of it. Anyway. My brother Wesley's here. He just moved to LA. We're both from Philadelphia. Yeah. We're both stoners from Philadelphia. He likes Philadelphia. I don't love Philadelphia. I do like smoking weed in Philadelphia a lot more than I like smoking weed here, especially right now. Oh, man, in Philly, smoking weed, you don't even have to put it out. It knows, every 2 hits, it's gone, and it's not coming back. You got to resurrect it. You don't just shield your joint. You make a fucking fortress around it. Here, it's like, especially with the fires, oh, my God. No, I feel bad about smoking. Like, I smoke in my backyard only, and I feel weird about it then, too. And, it's protected, but it's bad. I don't know. I was just in Canada, and I would smoke, and it was very windy, and I would smoke weed, and then I got back here, and all this happened, and I was like, you don't think? No. Maybe. No, but, it does make you nervous. This is the most flammable place on Earth. You could light a joint with a magnifying glass here, and that freaks me out. Anyway, I was going to talk about Jake from State Farm real quick. To hop on that. I dated a guy in high school who, how do I say this nice? He didn't he was very innocent in a childlike way. He didn't know a lot of stuff. Basically, he wasn't stupid. He just didn't know a lot of stuff. We collectively we made 3 people walk out of movie theaters together, watching movies. One of those times, and you don't even need to know the context of the movie for you to understand why someone walked out over this argument. Someone walked out because this boyfriend started an argument with me that, quote, the monkey was the alien. It wasn't the alien. There were 2 separate entities. Anyway, one time we were watching TV, and I had noticed that Jake from State Farm changed into this really young dude. I was like, why did Jake from State Farm get all sexy? When did Jake get woke? What's happening? And Gideon was like... And yeah, it was he's childlike innocence in that way of he says something that he fully believes and you're like, that's not true. And he goes, well, the old guy killed his wife. So I was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna need more. He's like, the old Jake from State Farm killed his wife. I was like, the guy? The character or the actor? He was like, I don't know. Okay. And you mentioned the wife in the bathroom, so in my mind I'm like, okay, so the character, they did an arc where maybe he's in a WITSEC, you know what I mean? The old Jake from State Farm committed a heinous crime and now his face can't be seen anymore, but they still need a mascot. But I think he meant the actor. I think he genuinely thought that they made him hot because the old guy killed his wife. Anyway, that's pretty much the extent of that joke. Here's a transitional joke while I open my notes. I like comic books, and sometimes I put my hands out like this when I pee, because it's the closest I'll ever get to shooting a beam out of my body.
Okay.
Anyway, this guy crowd worked us a little bit, so I was going to crowd work you. Hey, what are you, handsome? Look at this handsome guy. Look at your hair. You're well groomed or something, man? What are you, handsome? Was your mom handsome? Tell me.
She was.
I knew it. Where are you from? Colin, handsome Colin.
I'm from here.
Where here?
From Redondo.
From Redondo.
Yeah.
The beach. I just feel like you're not being upfront with me. Alright, cool. Yeah, I'm from Philly, like I said. You got a nice beard, it's handsome. What made you want to be handsome? Is that something that came naturally to you?
I wanted it for a long time, and I worked hard to make it happen.
How bad did you want it, dude? Real bad. Okay.
Amphibia.
You want it bad? Do you think? Sorry. Did you say something? I was just gonna say, do you think I'm handsome or anything? I thought you said something. Was I wrong?
You're a good-looking guy.
Yeah, I thought you said that. So, do you want to know where I'm from? I already said it. Damn it! All right, that's my getting the crowd to crowd work you bit. I'm still working on it.
Okay.
Thanks. Anyway, I'll use the rest to talk about President Donald Trump. President again, Donald Trump. Look at this guy. He doesn't believe it. Okay, yeah, Donald Trump's back. He had an inauguration today. He did not disappoint his high school improv teacher. Because, man, oh my God, he was pulling shit from the depths of his ass.
I mean, pulling.
Like a doctor doing a colonoscopy. He was getting in there, man. He was finding stuff. He was like, I am creating the service for national American flags, which will be headed by Johnson. That's the worst example I could have given. He is, I'm making a new committee in the Secret Service, the Compliment Committee. Every morning when I wake up, he will call me beautiful, and he will tell me that my hair looks nice.
Okay.
I am starting a new mental health initiative. Get those idiots somewhere. Get those retards out of here. That's my new mental health initiative.
Oh my God.
We got to do something with them. It's a big problem, he's interesting, man. Most of what this means for me is that all my least favorite characters on the news are back, which kind of sucks. You know what I mean? They all say the craziest shit and they don't make sense. Except Kellyanne Conway, man. She's like a zombie skeleton. Yeah, she's like a cool, she's one of those creatures that comes out at the end of an A24 movie. She's wacky, man. She says some shit, dude. She also just says things and you're like, that's not true, is it? You think that's true? She's like the monkey and the alien, same thing. I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know. Okay, I'll let that be my time. Thank you, guys. I'm Art Brayburn. You can find me at Art Brayburn Comedy on Instagram. Thank you so much.
Art, you never disappoint, do you? And you gotta come and get some time in. Is Abby going up tonight?
Oh, Abby's going.
It stayed unopened too.
I'm going. You're going up. I'm gonna bring up some money in between to break it up because I want to see how this goes. Woo! Let's see how this goes. Are you going up?
Oh yeah, I am at some point.
Yeah, Wesley.
Whenever.
Okay. Let's get Patty out of the way. Okay. Let's get some energy up here. We have him. I just saw you on TV today.
Yes, it's me. Bathe me in your energy, all of you. Damn it! This is great.
Yeah.
I really, it's fantastic. I feel real good.
Good.
I feel so good. It's a good-looking group, a sexy group of people. a good-looking group of people. It's funny that, you had mentioned earlier that you were looking in the Pornhub section of tiny penises. You might have seen some of my work there. I had a brief but impactful career in adult films back in the late 80s. I started out as a stunt cock. Yes, I would get in there in very difficult situations. It was ended, though, sadly. I won't get into it, but it involved a reverse cowgirl dismount gone terribly wrong. Never let a working stunt woman get on top. But one of my titles, and it was one of those popular, is in the tiny dick section. That was my specialty. It's called Little Trouble in Big Vagina. Don't know if you're all familiar with that. I love these guys are here from Philadelphia.
Wow.
Fucking Philadelphia. The city of brotherly love. Couldn't be any, it's the opposite of that. I've been there. In Philly, they boo their own teams.
Yeah.
They boo Santa Claus. They booed Santa Claus. They booed Santa Claus. It's true at the game. But I love them because they're like, I was in telemarketing. Right, and people from New York, people say they're rude, because they hang right up on you. But they're direct. They're telling you, we don't want anything from you. White people from Philadelphia will just keep you on the phone. Oh yeah, tell me fucking more. You're the worst, just the fucking worst. I want to announce something. I'm drug free tonight.
Yeah.
Drug free.
Daddy.
A little bit of Flomax, touch of stool softener, and just a smattering of ketamine. Other than that, I'm completely fucking drug free. So I'm happy to announce that. Donald Trump has been inaugurated. So that means there's only 2 genders and we can use the R word again.
Yay!
And I think Biden got a little pardon happy at the end. Did you see he pardoned Fauci? What did he do?
Exactly.
Yeah.
It makes you think, no, what did he do? Right? Then he pardoned his entire family. His whole family. That's what, but also the last one, which I think was a mistake, he actually pardoned Hitler. I think it was a mistake on it. You know, he's getting a little, I don't know if you're familiar with Hitler. I didn't get to meet him, you know, and he's, you know, people talk shit about him a lot, you know, but he's not here to defend himself. I'm just going to say that. I'm going to go out on a limb and say, not a great guy. Not a nice man, you know, although he was a vegan and he loved German Shepherds. That's true, and he sent a lot of youth off to the camp. I don't know if you know that. Was big on outdoors, the outdoors. He did invent half the high five. If you know that. And eventually he did kill Hitler. So, give a hard round of applause for Hitler. Oh, God, going to hell for this. I know that. And also, I'm going to say this because we are here in the pursuit of funny. Hitler wasn't funny. But not funny. But he didn't have any Jewish writers. I think it's important that that's noted. It's important, very important. Well, I watched a bit of the Trump inauguration today, and here's the deal: can you raise your hand if you're an asshole? Okay, great. And raise your hand if you have friends that are assholes. Great. This is a positive thing. I just want to say something. Look, I don't think there's anything wrong with striving to be kind, right, and accepting. That's not bad. But we've got Trump in the office now, and I have friends on both sides of the political spectrum, okay, right? And I'm going to say something. Maybe some folks will think less of me. I'm going to go ahead and say it. All Trump voters aren't racists. Many of them are on the spectrum. Just saying, you know, but all racists are Trump voters. That's just a fact. Okay, did he win the swastika pancake breakfast demographic? Abso-fucking-lutely. Without a doubt. But the truth is, he won the fucking popular vote. So there's not enough racists. So it proves my point. There are way more assholes in this country than racists. There just are. That's a fact. And many of them, like, for instance, Mark. Where's Mark back there? He's asleep. Don't wake him up.
Don't wake him.
No, I'm right here.
Mark, I love Mark. He's a great guy. I adore him. But he's kind of an asshole. He's kind of an asshole. It's true. I have a daughter. She's a lawyer, too. Kind of a fucking asshole. You know, she makes 6 figures, drives a Jaguar. She's still on my phone plan. Kind of a fucking asshole is what I'm trying to say. A little bit. Me, I'm kind of an asshole, too. It depends on who you ask, right? But my point would be, if you have a lawyer that's not kind of an asshole, go get another lawyer. Because it's not going to work. Sometimes, and I strive to be kind, strive to be accepting, but sometimes we need someone who's kind of an asshole to get shit done. Just saying. I love Art. Give Art a round of applause. You look just like a guy I used to buy mushrooms from at the food court in the Galleria Mall.
That's not shocking.
The mall, my old stopping ground. But here's the deal. That's the way it's going to be for a while. You know, so we have to embrace assholes, because guess what? If you hang around with people that don't feel the same way you do, it's good for you. It's good for you to do that. And I think, again, Trump announced that there was only 2 genders, which is way fucking more boring than... I like the whole... Yeah. I was like briefly a barista sexual. I only had sex with people who had difficulty spelling my name. Take your time with that, ladies and gentlemen.
Take your time.
I'm at an age now where I have to, like... Okay, I'll give you an example of what I mean. I can't trust farts the way I used to. they're less and less trustworthy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm in what's called the shark demographic now. You know, it's something I have to look up. Look, we can all have a shark incident. Don't get me wrong. But at my age, it's something I have to look out for. I've had 4 pupusas and a large coffee on the way here. I could fucking go off at any moment. It happens. And also, even, this is maybe more information than you want to hear, but I'm going to share it with you. Bear with me. Lean in. Pooping. See, you're young. Like, I remember you did the thing like where you could just go like this and pee, shooting a ray. I used to be able to do that. I now have the water pressure of a Tijuana motel. If I were to do that, I'd piss all over my shoes. There's not a strong stream. It wanders. I have to pee sitting down.
Oh, no.
It's okay. It's all right. I live it. But as far as the poop aspect, once again, lean in. You can't poop all at one time. It's what you might call smorgasbord style pooping. You know, kind of all you can eat at 4:30 Golden Corral pooping. Where you poop, you go back, you figure you're done. And a little bit later, you got to go poop again. It's just a series of pooping, more pooping. You're never quite done. You know, I watched this Chinese person on the TikToks who teaches you how to cross your legs while you're pooping to get all the poop out. This is what I do. This is what my life consists of. Think about that. And I was a little bored today, and the superintendent of my building, who I love, Carlos. I love Carlos. He's fucking great. And Trump announced that there were only 2 genders. Once again, very boring. But I said, what about the non-binary folk? You know, let's think about that.
Yeah.
What about the non? So I asked Carlos. I said to Carlos, Carlos, how do you say non-binary in Spanish? He said it's either non-binario or non-binaria. It depends on the gender. Well, hold on, there's good news. Spanish is such a wonderful language. Again, there's only 2 genders in Spanish, but there are many, many ways to say and be gay. You know, there's a joto, puto, maricon, or my personal favorite, marichucho. I fucking love marichucho! But you know, there's always a question, and it's called, are you a top or are you a bottom? I'm very vanilla when it comes to say. I lost my virginity to a chia pet in 1967, a long time ago. But in Spanish it's, are you activo or pasivo? But there's no feminine version of it. So, but would there be? I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud.
I don't know either.
This is good. This is good. Well, you guys have been adequate. Give yourself a round of applause. I've really enjoyed this. And am I bringing up the next guy? Are you bringing up the next guy?
I'm gonna bring him up.
Listen, let's have a round of applause for the mistress on this misfit toy island. We're the misfit toys. Give it up.
Look at you. Make America. I look at your MAGA shoes. I love it. Oh my goodness.
America runs on Patty.
Those aren't MAGA shoes.
Whose are they? They're Patty shoes.
They're Patty shoes.
There you go. Patty for comedy. PADD for comedy. I can't believe that I let a lady wait this long and I didn't bring up this. I mean, can I say that?
Yeah.
We have beautiful women here, so let's bring them up and sing that beautiful song of comedy. The one and only Abby Rosen.
Guys, Patty told a poop story, so that means I get to tell a poop story. And that's so exciting. I love this whole thing. It's too tall and I don't want to lower it. So, Patty, I feel for you that you have trouble with your, you know. But have you ever been constipated for 2.5 weeks? I didn't think so. No, I have. 2.5 weeks. Yeah, that's if you count that as 40 minutes. It's about 17 days of not pooping. Yeah. And you know, it was normal for me, you know, like to go a full week and not poop. Like, you know, it's just I've got a weird system. You know, I'm a girl. I don't poop. And I'm week went by. I'm like, this is, I should poop probably. So, I'll do my usual. I'll drink some Miralax. I'll be hitting the hay in at least 3 hours. I do, my cup of Miralax. About a week in, as we said, that's really important. Nothing, no movement, not at all. And I'm like, okay, I'll have another glass, 2 glasses, doesn't work. I'm like, okay, we have a problem. We have a serious problem. I can't deal with this. I'm in high school. I have much bigger fish to fry. So I, let it go on. A week and a half goes by. I go, this doesn't feel good anymore. I go to the store. I get what's called Senecot. It's like a natural laxative. I popped probably about 5 of those. Okay. Nothing. Nothing. Fuck. I'm gonna have to go to my mother. I'm gonna have to go to my fucking mother. Go on her door. I'm like, Mom. I haven't pooped in a week and a half, and she's like, oh fuck, it's COVID at this point. So she's like, we'll make a video call with your doctor to see, what we can do. She couldn't get me in for, another 4 days. So I'm like, Mom, this needs to come out with me. And she goes, well, have you ever done an at-home suppository? I go, that doesn't sound right. She runs out to CVS, she goes full mama bear mode. She goes, my baby needs to poop. All right. And I'm like, okay, wait for Mom. She comes back with at-home suppositories, which I later learned should not be allowed to be purchased at stores. And it's this little orb of liquid and this long orange stem, and you're supposed to literally give yourself a suppository. And my mom's tough. She's like, you go in that bathroom right now, you do one, and you come out, and you'll be good. I'm like, I have to do it myself. I have to put it in my butt. She goes, yep, you just go in there. You don't even think about it. Just do it. I strip fully butt naked. I'm dripping sweat. I'm dripping sweat. I'm like, there's no way this is happening. There's no way, this is how I lose my butt virginity. I think I can't fucking do this. I strip it naked. I go full squat, and I put it in. I squeeze the liquid. It's this the most painful cramp you'll ever feel. I go like, it's coming. I sit on the toilet. Nothing. Nothing. It's just the liquid coming back out. I go, okay, maybe I did it wrong. I do a second one. Nothing. Oh, God. I go through the entire box of at-home suppositories and don't poop. I'm like, emergency, we need to call the Kaiser doctor right now. None of them work.
Oh, my God.
This is a long story. It's going to take all my 10 minutes, and that's totally fine because I didn't have much else prepared, but I love this story. I called the doctor, and she's like, oh, you did 3 at-home suppositories? You shouldn't be doing that. I'm like, okay, perfect, awesome. She's like, here's what you're going to do. You're actually going to do the prep for a colonoscopy. You're actually going to do the prep for what procedures 60-year-old men get. I go, great, that's where I'm at in life. I have the hunchback of a 6-year-old man, and now I have the anus of a 6-year-old man. And so the prep, for those of you who have not done a colonoscopy, is drinking a pitcher full of Miralax, filled this high with Miralax, and taking 3 Ducalaxes. It's also crazy that that's a real medication that you can buy over the counter. Ducalax.
Well named.
Relax your dookie. It's so great.
Relax your dookie.
And she's like, you have to drink all that Miralax within a 2-hour period, and also the Ducalax. I'm like, okay, great. She's like, and you're gonna want to wake up early because you're gonna be shitting all day. And I was like, well, I have an online math final, I'm like, it's actually COVID, and I have geometry to finish. And she's like, well, you haven't pooped in 2.5 weeks, sweetie, so this either happens tomorrow or you come into the hospital. So I wake up at 6, I drink all of the Miralax. It almost comes out the wrong hole because it's so gross. I do it all. I get on my math final, and I'm like, oh my God. It's cameras on, and I get through the math final in, no joke, 20 minutes. I got a 64 on it. And luckily, the doctor, doctors are real and they do tell the truth sometimes. And I was shitting for, no joke, 7 hours over the toilet.
Wow.
And it was beautiful. It's the greatest I've ever felt in my life. I think it's the closest I'll get to giving birth. And I loved every second of it because I get to tell this story all the time and make people super uncomfortable and about poop. Because poop is funny and will always be the funniest. Let's see. I didn't even prep to do that. I just kind of like got really personal with you guys.
Wow.
I guess like I'll get on the train of like kind of picking on Colin. I don't know, everyone's doing it tonight. Colin said he has only one grandparent left. That's sad. Which one?
Grandma on my mom's side.
Ugh, me too. That's the worst one. Is yours nice?
I love her so much.
That's more. You want to switch? My grandma, the one I have left, is fucking crazy. She's actually dating right now her, she's dating her middle school teacher. And it's my grandma. She's 71. He's 92. Guys. And it's like, I know they're just doing it for companionship, but I'm like, does she really get anything out of this? Like, can you even get hard at 92? Like, what even goes on? Like, he got a catheter the other week. I'm like, Grammy, this is kind of like a toxic relationship. It seems like you're kind of taking care of him. And she's like, well, he gives great head, so. Okay. Anyway, that's my set. I'm Abby J. Rosen on Instagram. Thank you.
Abby Faye! Oh my God, I love it. It means, you know how you say that? You know how you say that in Hebrew, right?
What?
Fagala?
Fagala?
Yeah, it's my cousin's name.
That's what they call me in high school. Hey.
And they're from Philly, the city of brotherly love and broken beer bottles and cheese sticks. I liked it. They have a lot of talent, and we're going to find out because I think Will's going up now. Wesley! Let's go up with Wes!
All right. How we all doing? It's been a night of so many jokes, so many wonderful, humorous jokes, but I just haven't been able to enjoy it because ever since this morning I've had to pee and I haven't had the chance to yet. I've been really busy. I've got this meeting coming up, so I'm just so busy I haven't had a chance to, so that's how I'm starting this off. Okay. My name is Wes. The W is short for Ajon, but it's silent. Okay. This is my first time doing stand-up, so I'm trying something a little different, you know, try something different every day, you know. So, you know, I was gonna do this bit about my cousin, but it's just bullshit. It just sucks. It just sucks now that I'm thinking about it. I'm not gonna do it. I don't want to do it. It just sucks. Okay, so a different bit. I'm from Philly originally. I hang out with my friends a lot. That's one of the things I like to do. One time I was with my buddy Maddox, and we were driving. Oh, Jesus. Oh, fuck. I am so fucking bad at stand-up. That is not who I meant to say. I meant to say something different. Oh, this is not working at all. Total disaster. I'll try something different. Let me ask some questions here. Okay, everyone's been talking tonight, so. Where are you from, originally?
Redondo.
Okay, cool. Okay, cool. All right. Cool. All right, there's nothing funny about that. What do you do for work?
I do behavior work with teens.
Oh, now that? No, there's nothing there, really. Give me something funny. What's something funny about you?
I do stand-up.
Okay. Well, yeah, let's, okay, I've got a different question. It's kind of a curveball. Would you rather, you know, I do this every once in a while. Would you rather be a Fed or a racist?
It's the only two choices.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
So would you rather? A Fed or a racist? Those are your options.
I guess we'll go with Fed.
I'm sorry, that is the complete wrong option. That is totally wrong. If you're a Fed, think about it. If you're a Fed, you're opping on everybody, and no one likes you. Racists, we've talked about racists a lot tonight. Not, there are racists out there that are tolerable. We can find ways to work around them. We have. But Feds are just no good. So, we'll do a different question now. Okay. Abby. Would you rather have to race every person of color you see or not know the difference between sarcasm and a serious tone?
When I race the race,
it's like a foot race.
Would that one be crossed off and I wouldn't have to do that one again?
I don't understand the question.
Not understand sarcasm.
You would rather so let me get this straight. You would rather not be able to tell the difference between sarcasm and a serious tone than have to race every person of color you see.
I can't run.
That is the wrong option again. It's just not right. That is just not right. How will you get by? How will you get a job? People make jokes all the time. People are sarcastic all the time.
I'll never get any.
Good luck. Okay. All right, let's keep going. This is working. Patty? Patty, okay. All right, let's see. Would you rather have to run, lots of running ones, would you rather have to run when you see someone run by you and follow them for at least 20 minutes, or lack perspective in general?
Okay, is the person who runs by me a person of color?
They could be. There's always that chance.
Does it include Cambodians?
Yeah, Cambodians are included.
Okay, then I'm going to do the other thing.
So you choose to generally lack perspective in all circumstances. You have no perspective. You just cannot be in someone else's shoes.
I kind of like that already.
Yeah, I would. Okay, well that's fair.
I'll go with that one.
Okay, well personally, I like a workout. I'm down for running. I'll work out whenever I can. Get in the extra miles. Anyways, okay. Let's go with some more questions here. In the back. What was my major name? Mark. Yeah. Okay. Oh, this is my favorite, actually. Would you rather only be able to see things in black and white, both literally and metaphorically, or you can only spend $5 on food at a time? So, I'll just let you answer
Where is that a choice?
I'll repeat it. Would you rather see things in black and white or only be able to spend $5 on food at a time?
If I only saw things in black and white and could only spend $5 on food at one
Or
time,
you could only...
which would only give me a hard-boiled egg until the Biden shit is wiped away?
Yeah.
My black and white would be...
I mean, you wouldn't be able to get by.
In this country.
You
not to ask me questions.
If you can only see things in black and white, you have no moral or ethical code.
Who said that?
Well, it's both literal and metaphorical. So you can only see issues in black and white. You can't, and you also can't see color.
Well, there's a third option.
Well, the other option would be to only be able to
see
spend
issues in gray.
I told you, she's kind of an asshole.
In gray. No, that's not a part of this. I'm sorry. Your answer is incorrect.
I eat hard-boiled eggs. Only I'd see everything in gray.
There's other stuff for $5. What can you get for $5 these days?
One egg is $5.
Chicken McNuggets.
That's disgusting.
They're $5.
Some would say.
But does that have to be
$15?
Prepared food?
Does it have to be prepared food? Because if I could just buy like a sack of beans and rice and put them there.
No, any food, anything you want, $5.
Boom.
And you can go different places. You don't have to, you could go to Giant and then you can go
I'd
to...
rather look at a black and white world, which is boring, than eat that much boring food.
Okay. All right. That sounds good to me. All right, last question. This is going to my man with the gay hat. Man, if I was from the South and I saw that, I'd be mad too. Anyways, okay. This one's a little bit of a curveball. This one's a little bit of an oddball.
All right, I'll try to keep
You
up.
can only listen to really scary music, intense, scary, like genuinely fearful, or you have the ability to orgasm, but you're forbidden from it.
Okay. Can I ask 2 questions, one about each prompts?
Yeah.
Okay, first, who's preventing me?
That's not a part of it. There's no one preventing you from you. You're forbidden.
I'm just not allowed.
You're forbidden.
All right. And then, what was the first thing again?
Jesus. You can only listen to really intense, scary music.
Okay, right. So my question is when you say scary, do you mean it is music that is going to specifically scare me, or it's like it just intensely written? Or it's like music I'm scared of. I don't know how else to explain that.
Are you guys hearing this? It doesn't make any sense.
No, it's like
Is it generally scary, or specifically it will always terrify him each time?
Always terrifying you. Always.
Okay.
Always.
Oh, I'll do the second thing.
Don't lose it.
I don't even remember what it was. You're forbidden from it. Oh, okay. All right.
orgasms.
Yes.
Edging.
All right. And I'll wrap up with something a little different. Have you guys ever watched this show, Grey's Anatomy? Do you guys know about this show?
Yes.
Grey's Anatomy? Man, what a show. Fucking Shonda Rhimes. That show with like the intent, the personal intent to put these people through every hell imaginable. I'm like, honest to God, they go through everything in that show, and they can really just get away with it, showing everything. Like you walk into the middle of a scene, and someone's face is like ripped open, and it's just like whatever. It's so they're so used to it. They're so desensitized to it, you know. So it really doesn't matter. It's Grey's Anatomy. What a show. Okay, that's it. That's it.
Wait a minute, go back. Where do we find you? My name is, and where you find me?
My name is Wes. The W is short for Ajon, but it's silent. And you can find me on Instagram, Besley Wasman.
The double down on the Ajon show.
You gotta give it up to Philly. Philly's got talent.
Woo!
Yeah.
Philly's got talent.
Worst show ever.
Listen, I told you I had a guy here. His name was Raphael Xavier, and he went up twice, and I just knew he was ready for the Laugh Factory. And he says, I'm not ready, and then he passed. He got in. He didn't even do all 4 classes, and then he paid for me to go to Philly to host in your big, that Civic Center.
Yeah,
Wow.
the Kimmel Center.
I mean, and it's like white people and black people and Spanish. They were all together having fun, but they have such talent. Like if you ever look, I mean, I know the Philly Dogs from there. You know that, right? Mm-hmm. You know how to do it?
No.
But you heard of it?
Yeah.
You know the Philly Dog, right?
Is that a dance?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you had to be black when you said the dance. Is that a dance?
That's like the regular dog where you pick up one leg and stick your tongue out.
Yeah, it's something like that.
Yeah.
I have no tongue. This has been a very interesting night. I'm going to tell you something. This acting class is going to be really interesting. I want to see how we all remember all of our lines, Aaron, but you're going to make sure it happens. Remember to follow us at LA School of Comedy, and of course, I am Sunda Live on all platforms, and you can also find the filmactorscafe.com. And for your marketing, if you need any help with marketing, we have Billy Ramirez, who's going to help me with marketing, and you can find me now on Apple, Google, not Google, what was it? I hate Google.
Live at Sunset Strip.
Oh, it's called Sunda Live from Hollywood. Just Google me, you'll find me. All right, thank you very much, and you can see Patty at the Mix on Wednesday nights in Pasadena. Good night.
Yes.
I need to pee.